welcome to Rosy Crafted Colours. Today I'm bringing you the Colouring Habits tag video, which was created by Sassy Colouring. I was lucky enough to be tagged by my friend Puni Stuff, and I was excited to do it because I love these tag videos. So I'm colouring in Enchanted Forest in a page I started in my first colouring chat. So I have done a little more since that video, not a lot more, but I've done a little bit. I've done a lot of the wood, I've done some of these gargoyles and some of the other stonework, and I just finished off the burrow. So I haven't done a lot, but I've done a little bit. This is going to be my sort of picture to keep carrying on over time. Yeah, I'm not going to like focus on it hugely, but you know, it'd be a nice one to do in videos and things, you know, especially when I'm just chatting. So I am using Staedtler Ergo Soft, which I think work really nicely in this Hannah Carlson paper. These pencils are really hard and they keep their point, and I actually think they blend quite well. I've done a couple of blends, as you can tell, and as long as you don't work too hard with them, you will get a decent blend. You know, they're not perfect, they're not going to be like, you know, other hard pencils that are easy like your oil-based ones like Polychromos, but they are decent pencils and I do enjoy using them. So yeah, anyway, this tag is one of those tags where you're asking you little habits about how you colour, and I thought that was quite interesting, so I'm going to get on with it because, you know, I tend to waffle. Anyway, the first question is, do you have a certain place to colour? And yes, I do. Mostly I colour at my dining table I have a very large living room, and it's a dining room plus dining room, and I tend to colour on the dining room table mostly. But recently I've enjoyed colouring a little bit on my sofa, but only with my Maria Trolle Botanicum have I done that. Yeah, so I tend to colour at my dining table, but I have been branching out a little bit in the places that I colour. So yeah, that's my answer for that one. What times of the day do you feel most inspired? Now, I would say maybe sort of early evening-ish, maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon, that kind of time. Like usually I would say, do you know, when I know I haven't got to go back out again and it's, you know, I'm home for the day, definitely, that's probably when I feel most inspired, usually. But there's no hard or fast rule about inspiration, is there? It could be, you could be walking down the middle of the street and feel suddenly inspired to have an idea or something, you know? So, yeah, I didn't really make much sense there, did I? But yeah, probably I'm most inspired to colour early evenings because, you know, all my stuff I have to do is done. Can you stop mid-picture, or do you need to finish it? Well, this page is proof that I can stop mid-picture. There are so many pictures that you just couldn't do in one sitting. Well, I couldn't because I tend towards being a perfectionist, and if I treat every page like that, which I tend to do, I'm trying to be better with doing quicker pages. This is going to be one where I'm not trying to be perfect, because there is no such thing, and you're just striving for something that doesn't exist. So it's best to, I think, strive for progress, not perfection. So I'm quite happy to stop a picture midway. It doesn't really bother me. You know, this is how whips are made. But I don't mind stopping a picture midway. It's a fine thing to do, I think. It's okay. It doesn't bother me too much. Stopping a picture. It'd be nice to finish a picture in one go. It's not been many times that I've actually sat and started a picture and completed it all the way through. Usually I do have a break because I am quite slow. So for me to colour a whole picture in one go would probably mean I'd have to sit there for a very long time to colour it. So yeah, I don't mind stopping a picture midway. The next question is, do you eat or drink while colouring? I don't eat while colouring, that's too messy. But I do tend to have a drink. I might have some water, but usually I have a cup of tea. I'm very English. I love my tea. All types of teas, not just your sort of English usual, sort of tea, but I do like lots of different types of tea. I like all the different, I like Earl Grey and all those sort of teas, but I also like fruit teas and, well, not so much fruit teas. I like herbal teas more than fruit teas, like peppermint and chamomile and ginger tea. So yeah, I really do like to have a little drink of tea with me while I colour. And because I'm a slow colourist, it's a good idea to have a drink with me, because otherwise I will probably not be drinking. I get a bit, I get this thing, and I don't know if other people get it, probably do. I get very focused on something and I can forget to do things. So I can become hyper focused on my page. And if I don't have a drink with me, there's a chance I'm probably not going to drink for, an hour or two. So I like to try and make sure I get up and get a drink to colour with me. Multitasking is the next question, and it is music or TV while colouring. I'm not a major TV lover. I do like Netflix and things like that. Sorry if you can hear my cat. He's desperate for attention. He just loves attention. I've made him into one of the most spoilt cats in the entire world, and he doesn't like it when he can't get to me, and I close my bedroom door, so he's not too pleased. So sorry about that. He's perfectly fine. He's well fed and looked after. He's just incredibly spoiled. So yeah, the multitasking. Do I watch TV? Do I listen to music? I don't tend to watch a lot of TV. So yeah, but I do watch Netflix. So I might watch some Netflix while I'm colouring. I tend to watch YouTube while I'm colouring. But in our house, we always have music on. There's always a radio on. So there's always music on, so I've always got music playing. But I do like to listen to things like audiobooks while I'm colouring. I really enjoy reading, but I just don't feel like I've got the time sometimes to read. So I've really started to enjoy listening to audiobooks recently. Yeah, so I think if I just coloured and it was silent, I think I'd be really bored. I'd probably colour faster, but I wouldn't enjoy the hobby as much if it was just, silence. It would feel like being in school and like I had to do it, not that I wanted to do it. So yeah. My next question that I need to answer is one picture at a time or multiple. Now I do tend to have multiple pictures at a time. I'm going to take this paper over here. Just going to flick onto this side. Hopefully you can see where I am. I want to do this stone around the door because I just have to sharpen these pencils. Hope you don't mind. Somebody asked me what sharpener I use for my Staedtler pencils, and I actually do use a Staedtler sharpener, and it's a Staedtler graphite sharpener. And because these pencils are so hard, any sort of half decent metal pencil sharpener is going to do the trick with them. You don't need the fancy Tagal sharpener for these. Oh, that's like the first, I swear to you, it's like the first lead break I've had from one of these for such a long time. They really don't usually break. They're a really good strong pencil, very hard leads, but still I feel like they have a decent amount of pigment payoff. So is that light enough? I'm sorry, I'm having to film this at night and, well, early evening because I've had a really busy day. It's Saturday and I've been really busy today, so I haven't been able to film. Anyway, I'm waffling about things that aren't important, aren't I? So what was I? Do I one picture at a time or multiple pictures? Yeah, I think this page will tell you that I do multiple pictures at a time. I try not to have too many going but sometimes I'll have a couple going that I'm colouring at once. But I generally sort of focus on one usually. So I'm colouring this, but like I might have one picture that I'm focusing on finishing in like a few days time. So this page might be running along whenever I need to just, you know, a bit of simple colouring. And the same with my Botanicum book has become my, this pencil's broken, I can't believe that, these never break. My Botanicum book has become my easy colouring book too, because I'm just using a 12 set of Caran d'Ache luminants and a couple of light fast pencils. So that is a really nice book for quick and easy colouring. You know, I really enjoy that. So yeah, I do multiple pages. I try not to do too many. I do have a lot of whips, but I'm not counting them as doing multiple pages because a lot of the whips are just left, you know, on the sidelines. So let me think how many pages I'm actively colouring right now. There's this one. There's Hannah Colzon. There's a Clara Markova. There is a there is a Colouring Hive book. The artist, I just can't think of the artist's name that I'm doing. There's a Jared Elvin page I'm doing. Yeah, so yeah, I do multiple pages. So probably at the moment I'm probably colouring like 7 pages. You know, that sounds like a lot of pages, doesn't it? But I'm not hugely focused on a lot of them right now, so it doesn't feel like a chore to me, because I do enjoy flitting a little bit, but as I said, there's always a main focus picture. Do any of you do that? Have you got like a main focus one, and then ones you do as like, not backup, but like, you know, they're the pictures you do when you just want to do a bit of easy colouring. Like this, I've decided is fun, easy colouring. I'm not going to be too careful with it. I'm going to have a bit of fun with this book. So, especially seeing as I put barriers up with this book, which, by the way, if anyone did watch my colouring chat, I am actually beginning to really love my title page that I didn't like, because it's been pointed out to me, and I totally agree. That page shows my progression, and I love it now. I'm starting to love it. So, do you only colour at home, or do you take it on the go? I just want to say, I think I'm being extra waffly today, so hopefully you don't mind me chitter-chattering away like a crazy person. Yeah, so do I only colour at home or take my colouring out with me? So at the moment, the UK is in a national lockdown, so I only colour at home. And even when we weren't in a national lockdown, I'm being very careful and shielding. So I haven't had the chance to, and I've only been colouring for a little over a year. And, you know, all this has been happening in the world just under that amount of time. But before everything went a little bit crazy, I, with one of my friends, run a local craft group at our local library, and I take my colouring books to the craft group I run. So it's just like a sort of meet up, have a cuppa, bring your crafts along with you for 2 hours, and, you know, we have a cup of tea and, you know, a little natter and some biscuits and things. It's that kind of craft group, not a teach you to do anything craft group. So yeah, I tend to take my colouring books there because, you know, if anyone needs my help or wants to know something that I know that I can help them with, because I do some other crafts that I'm then free to help people. So I do take my colouring there. I've taken colouring when I've gone to visit family, because my family live in the Midlands and I live in the north of England. So when I've visited them, I've taken some, and I actually think I would take colouring on holiday with me. So I think I would definitely colour away from my home. So I think I want to make, I don't want these all to be the same mushrooms. I want them to be slightly varianted. So let's see. What colour shall we do? Should we do them orange? Because I've got some nice oranges out. I'll do them more of a deeper orange. There we go. So my next question is, do you try to convince people in your life to start colouring? I wouldn't say I try to convince people, but I do encourage people. Now, for me, the benefits of colouring have been so vast, and it really has been the hobby that has been the most helpful and most, I don't know the word, it's been the best for me. I have mental health disability, and colouring has been so wonderful. I get a little bit emotional because colouring has really helped me. I'm really sorry to be emotional, but it really helps centre my mind, and it's given me a place for myself to just really turn off my own head and have a moment. And the other thing about colouring that has been so wonderful is the people that I have met. No, I don't know them in person, but I've met some wonderful friends, and they know who they are. They definitely know who they are. And I thank every single person who reaches out to me and chats to me. You know, I've had some wonderful people talk to me, and you all mean so much to me. I'm sorry to be emotional and make it all about how much I love colouring, but I love colouring, and the colouring community is a wonderful community. I love everybody who is part of it, because you're also giving and wonderful. So I've gone completely off topic, but not really, because while I haven't ever told anyone, like convinced anybody, I don't know if I've ever made anyone, you know, pick up a colouring book, but I've encouraged people as much as I can. I've told them the benefits that I felt, that, you know, it is my space to really turn off, and the support and love that the colouring community shares is breathtaking. You know, colourists that are beginners to colourists that are, God, some colourists are just like, their art is perfection. From that to the beginners to the super advanced colourists, they all share love with each other, you know. And I feel like colouring has no barriers, you know, no matter your skill level, no matter where you are in your colouring journey, the colouring community will invite you in and sit you down and make you part of their group. So I'm happy to encourage anyone to join the colouring community. And if you're part of the colouring community but you don't socialize, you know, on social media with anyone, you just sort of look at the pages, like the pages, I would encourage you to chat to people, because I've only met friendliness in the colouring community. And it's so strange, because colouring is a hobby that could be a completely singular, on your own hobby, and yet it is one of the most friendliest, wonderful hobbies I have. It is so social, and it should really, you should be sitting at home colouring and you're on your own, but you're not, you're really not, you know. It is such a social group, so lovely and so wonderful. Please, you know, make sure, if you are part of the colouring community, to reach out and talk to people, because people are so friendly. They really are. I love the colouring community, I do. Sorry for my tangent, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I do try to encourage people to colour, you know, because some people will say, I can't colour, I'm not very good, I can't colour like you, or I can't colour like, well, I can't colour like other people who are super skilled. And I always say, you don't have to colour like those people. There are people whose colourings I look at and think, I only dream of colouring that well. But it still doesn't stop me from sharing my pictures, and no matter what quality they are, when it has been. And the fact that I'm now looking at a picture that I used to think I hated and looking at it with love and fresh eyes is purely down to the colouring community. So if I hadn't shared with people that I hated that picture, I wouldn't have had more than one person, numerous people on Instagram and here on YouTube come forward and tell me there was no need to feel like that about a page, that actually the page was not the way I thought it was, and you know, the beauty of that page and the way that it's part of your colouring history and journey. So please, if you're part of the colouring community, take part, chat to us, you know, have fun. Everyone that I've spoken to on the colouring community is so friendly and so welcoming. So yeah, that was a long answer to a short question. Do you go back and look at old pictures? Yes, I do, and I think that is proof with the picture that I said I dislike a lot, because I had to look back at that picture to decide I disliked it and then realised that actually no, I built that picture up to be a bad guy and it wasn't. So I do look at my old pictures and I would say I'm 100% happy with everything I've coloured. My little imperfections are not an issue. We all put too much criticism on us ourselves, so I look at my old pictures and I look at them with love. And yeah, so the next question is, if you aren't colouring, what other hobbies do you take part in? Before I took up colouring, I used to draw an awful lot. I actually went to university to do fashion, so I do like to draw. I like to sew. I sometimes make my own clothes, and I really like to crochet, and I don't mind knitting. I'm trying to get into it a bit more, but I feel like it's so slow, but I'm enjoying it at the moment with my mum's tutorage. So basically, with me, any skill that an old lady loves to do. So you're knitting, you crochet, I love all that. But I do really enjoy reading too. I love a good book, and if you're interested, my favourite kind of books are like sort of fantasy, sci-fi, horror, but I do read a variety of books. I don't just read those, so I'm quite open to reading all sorts of books, to be honest. And that was the last question, and I really want to thank Sassy Colouring for that tag. It really made me think. I hope I wasn't too waffly with some of my answers with the one about convincing people to colour. I just feel so passionate about colouring that it's difficult for me to remain non-passionate when talking about colouring, because colouring has given me something that I am hugely thankful for. So, you know, I'm glad I decided to give colouring a chance, and I know a lot of people that colour feel the same. So, yeah, I just want to say again, which I say quite a lot, thank you to anyone in the colouring community who reaches out to me and talks to me. Thank you all, and thank you for encouraging me. There are so many of you that have encouraged me and been so beautiful. I love you all. Thank you so much. So that is my answers to the video, and I'm not sure who has been tagged for this video, but I am going to tag Jamie Loves Colouring, Jamie's Colouring Love. I really love her videos. I'd love to hear her answers, and you know, it's quite a short one, so hopefully she'll have time to, but no pressure if you don't. Emma Colours 2020, of course, one of my loveliest friends in the community, who truly is a friend that I haven't met, and the really lovely, colourfully optimistic, and tag, you're it, I got you this time before you got me. I love her videos. She's really lovely, part of the colouring community too. And Amberle Silencia, who is Again, a really lovely, wonderful part of the community. She makes very great videos. I love her videos very much, and she is very nice. So I'm going to tag those. I would usually tag, in fact, I will tag Imogen from Colouring Kid, but I have tagged her a few times. So I'm sorry if you don't want to take part in the tag. I know you're busy, you've got schoolwork and things like that, so feel free to not do the tag if you don't have the time. But I'd like to say thank you to Sassy Colouring, that was fun. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. So yeah, bye.